All right. What is going on, everybody? Today, I'm going to be spectating. So, we're going to go into solos on regular mode, and I'm just going to die. And we're going to watch. I want to kind of try to gain some intel, some information from how other people play the game. I've been watching a lot of videos, tips and tricks, a lot of, this is the new meta, but I think the meta changes like every day. I think meta really is almost like what's meta for you at the time. Now, there are some stats, some things to look at. I'm not going to lie. It can be a little overwhelming. In fact, yeah, we still got time. A lot of things people don't know about that I've seen so far is whenever you go into your gunsmith, if you hit, I'm playing on PlayStation, if you hit R2, you see all these numbers pop up. That's a lot. It's very overwhelming. There's only a few key things that you really should look for on there. You're gonna see a little person right there, the skeleton. It's gonna kind of break it down for you, the damage tiers. 51 to the head, 45. This is each bullet that hits too. Now, knowing that, you can kind of compare the damage numbers for guns. Right below, I'm pointing at the screen like you guys can see it. Right below that, well, tell you what, we'll get more into that after this. That's just kind of showing you that right there is pretty huge. Knowing that you can see the details like that, yeah, super useful stuff. And you can't always go by just the damage numbers, though. Like that's helpful, but you can't always go by that. We'll, like I said, we'll dig into that a little further after we get done spectating and kind of just, like I said, just diving into this.
Enemies are dropping into the area. Watch the
Literally. Warm up.
Enemies dropping into the AR.
Oof. Not the greatest. This is a warm up. I'm not sweating warm up. Now, you can gain experience during warm up, though. If you get kills, you'll actually get some experience towards your weapon. I have personally seen my Cypher go up a level, like from the first kill. So don't be afraid to kind of turn it up a little bit if you feel like it during warm up, just to kind of like warm up. This is all going to be strictly just, like I said, for spectating, for intel, information. I'm just gonna watch. There's no bots in this mode. This is all real players. So I'm gonna watch, I'm gonna spectate whoever kills me, and then we'll just go from there.
Enemy soldier incoming.
Literally somebody landing right here. I'm just gonna let him fuck it. I'm just gonna let him beam me. Actually, even better.
Primary objective.
Oh, I got gulag. Stevie Mitch. Is there somebody already in the gulag with me?
Success means redeployment.
Man, I dropped like off rip. I didn't go straight down though, so.
They're on me.
Oh, I wouldn't even. I shouldn't even try. It's gratifying to know that I just beat a real player, though. Jeez Louise. Well, it's probably the reason why they're in the gulag that early. Either they went somewhere real sweaty, or they just, yeah. No, I lost. A defeat. Now we spectate. Who is it? Who's it gonna be? It's gonna be Rando. Who is this? Oh wait. Okay. I was like, it's not gonna be. Yeah, why didn't it just like right to that person? That was strange. Oh, there it goes. Skinny bones. Skinny bones. Using drone off rip, okay. Now, drones are a one-use thing. You see on the left there, it's got a battery, that kind of stuff. You can park it. So he can reactivate. Well, not now. He's got a plate box, but he could reactivate it and kind of go back into it while it's still got some battery life. But once that runs out, it's done. It is very handy, though. Oh, unlucky. Damn. War wizard. Oh, we still got. Now there are some bugs still in the game, which is wild to me. That Activision is so huge, and this game's been out for so long. Not. I mean, Verdansk is back, but like the level. It could be level 55. A lot of people, when they hit 55, they just don't want to bother prestiging because you have all your stuff unlocked by then. Now there's a benefit. There's a huge benefit to prestiging though, because you'll actually permanently unlock certain things as you go further into prestige. So not just the stuff that, like, you know, you got to be level 30 to unlock, or 24 or whatever. But you'll permanently unlock something, and then so whenever you prestige again and you're level 1, you'll have more stuff at your disposal. We'll start off with disposal. Did I say disposable? Either way, disposal. That will allow you to kind of start off stronger. Plus, every time you prestige, you get a level, or you get a unlock token that you can use on not everything, but there's a lot of stuff you can use it on that you can unlock right away. If anybody runs Overkill for their wildcard, we're gonna have 2 primaries, 2 secondaries at the same time. Use it on that, because then you don't have to wait until you're level 15 to even use a wildcard. You can use Overkill level 1. That one's huge. Any of your perks too. You buy and unlock that perk. Reloading. It's yours, man. Level 1. Doesn't matter if, like, normally you got to be like level 20 or whatever to unlock it. It'll be, yeah, good to go off rip. Dang. So he managed to take some decent shots at whoever was running by just then. Couldn't crack him. So that guy is plated back up and repositioning, and probably. No, he's getting third parties now. Or that other guy is. This guy is just gonna... Is he scared? He's got that secure contract, like... Oh my god. Toxic. Hang yourself? Good grief. Fucking rat. Dude, no, what are you doing? You're gonna lay down like a bot. Don't lay down. Don't lay down. Only lay down if they don't even know you're there. If they haven't seen you and you're on a hill and you've got obscurity, you've got things to help you, don't lay down. It's what bots do. It's just not, it is not a good practice to do that. It again though, it is contextual. And you can shoot through, yeah, I was gonna say, you can shoot right through walls, through wood walls like that. So that's super useful to use. Did he knock him? I don't even know. Actually, you know what, let me move my camera display. There we go. That's gonna be fun. Yeah, that's gonna look better. Okie dokie. Anyway. What the fuck was I saying? Doesn't matter. So now we're on unbelievable. Okay. Level 39. So this is solos. Like, anybody that you see on the map is going to be your enemy. There's no teams. You're not going to, like, third party is going to be your worst enemy. Which, that's a viable strat, dude. If you see two people shooting at each other, and this guy's in the field, and this guy's in a house, and this guy dies, take this guy down. Eliminate him if you can. And you don't see Glenn, you don't see anybody else around you. Like, context is huge. Think about the situation you're in. If you're in the middle of a field, drawing attention to yourself is probably the worst thing to do. There are a lot of like big open areas in here, like a couple, I call them no man's land. A couple areas like that like once you're in, like, it's hard. Like this ravine to the backside of him scares the shit out of me. I hate having to cross that when gas is pushing. If you don't have a vehicle, or just in general, people hang out. I keep pointing out my screen like anybody can see it, but just in general, that military base area behind it too, a lot of people chill there, and there's a lot of weird little like angles and places to hide that they can just one-shot you from this, yeah.
Gas is closing in. Get to the new safe zone.
Was he using the SOG? The SOG is okay, close range. Not a huge fan of it though. It seems a little unwieldy to me, but maybe it's in my hands. I don't know. The Ladra, I like the Ladra more, but I want to get back into loadout stuff, and I kind of drill into like the stats a little bit more. Show you a little bit more about how the that stuff works. Grabbed his loadie. Picked up that AMAX though, the gold AMAX. I wonder if they're trying to go for a challenge, or they're trying to do other stuff on top of just playing, or what? Yeah. For anybody else that doesn't know, when you play solos, even if you play casual mode and you put like no fill and you just do yourself, like play yourself, your loadouts are only going to cost you $6,000 instead of $10,000. So playing solo is fun. It's a lot harder though, because you know you're facing up against teams, even against teams of bots. Like a 4-stack of bots, if they're close enough together, can give you a pretty hard time if they don't just like eliminate you right away. Oh shit! I didn't even notice that guy. I wouldn't. Was flapping my gums.
Requesting recon at my location.
Right on.
You've got gas moving in.
I'm not a huge. Oh, wow! See, this guy's seeing stuff that I'm not paying attention to. Interesting.
Switching mags.
See, this is why I like running bird's eye, because whether they have ghost or not, it's gonna ping them in that house, and I'm gonna know. I'm gonna know someone's in that house, and then I'm gonna kind of either try to avoid them or get a good angle on them, because that guy must have seen them. Now he's running tracker, which is also useful, super handy. Oh, God, I hate that. Those cars are the worst. You get like no protection from them. What's this guy? Get a good angle, man. Like, you're playing that same house, he's gonna keep looking at that same place because he hasn't seen you go anywhere. This is not the play. You're gonna get sniped, or that dude's gonna outplay you somehow. Yeah, like if you can't quickly kill an enemy, I'd say within like 2-3 minutes of maybe, yeah, see, like, why? Don't run out in the street. You have no cover. Whereas that dude can all through that window and up and down. Yeah, it's going to obscure your view. So, granted, now, like I said, you can shoot through some walls, like some thin wooden walls, like a small shack. There's like, yeah, shacks and stuff. You can shoot right through it. So, if you're Dr. Squatch, that's a cool tag. If you're lucky enough, you can kind of keep it going and knock some people. Now, it's going to look like you're wall hacking or wall banging or aimbotting. It's going to look like you're doing cheats and shit. No, you know that it's a wood wall. And I'm not gonna lie, I'll tuck behind a wall and forget it's wood, and then pop, pop, pop. Yeah. Complex. Bro, is that the Abyss? Holy shit! Where did that come from? I did not see a glint in front of him. Was there a glint behind him? Oh yeah, I need to turn the kill cam feedback on.
Hostile shooter.
I had turned it off because it's like, for a while, I was like, I don't give a shit how I died or who killed me. That's dumb. Okay, it's not dumb, but it's not very helpful in the long run. The more information you can get from other players or from your enemies, the better. You're going to be in a better position. You're going to understand more along the lines of how they think and operate. I understand there could be some delay or something to spectating. Dude, get out of the... That guy sees you. He's got a little melon poking up there, but like you're not gonna... Let me shut up. That was good. Okay. So he's got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So he's got a scope. Either fast... No, he's got a mag... extended mag. Why? You don't really need an extended mag. The HGR is not... For me, the HGR doesn't excel at, like, quick target acquisition. Maybe it does. Again, maybe I'm using it wrong. And like I said, I understand there's probably some sort of delay or slight inaccuracy to the spectating, because, like, where the crosshair was when he shot should have missed. And see, so she's level 55 as well, but he's not playing like a level 55. Like,
Eyes on enemy. Changing mags.
close.
Gas is closing in.
I don't... I don't see anything in particular. He is marked as well. I just noticed that. Observation is obviously a big thing in this game. Now, you're not going to see everything. But common thing, look at rooftops. Secondly, look at windows near the rooftops, that kind of stuff. Looking for sniper glints, that kind of stuff. It takes some time. I've been playing casual a lot, and I think that's been useful as far as just learning some of the basic mechanics. Like, now when it comes to player-to-player engagement, you're not going to get quite as much, because it's not until pretty much the last like circle or two that you're going to start running into actual players. Most of the time it's going to be bots ranging from rank 1 to rank 55. I haven't seen any prestige. I've only seen 1 through 55, and they range in skill, it seems, and they'll have random weapons too. Every once in a while though, like one will get you so good that it feels like they're aimbotting, but the bots just they don't rely, like they don't have like a cone of vision that when you enter it then they activate. They roam, and then when you're within a certain radius of them, they just know where you're at, and they'll wait, or they'll come toward you, and they're not the most graceful. I mean, I'm sure you guys, anybody that's played casual, has seen a lot of the bot behavior is pretty predictable, and a lot of times you tell it's a bot by just hearing a grenade or something go off, because that's how they start their fights. It's so weird. It's when you turn around, smoke, and then there's a bot behind them. Like, it's this. It's so weird, but so the bots aren't too hard to deal with. I think when they can tend to outnumber you sometimes and kind of catch you off guard, and it's so weird the direction some of those bots will come from. I'm like, it defies logic. But they're bots, so I don't know. I don't know if all the bots drop in like randomly or like they spawn in. I think some of them spawn in because there have been times where I've got the red border to my back, like not right up on it, but like close enough. If somebody's in the range, I'm gonna hear them, and then a bot almost, it's like they come out of the red zone and start shooting me or something, and it's so wild. I'm like, what the f? Turn around and like, you know, mow them down, but it's like, where the fuck did they come from? So wild. So this guy,
Requesting score streak.
I don't even know what his name is. I don't. It's Japanese, maybe. I don't, Chinese. I don't know. Numbers. We'll just call him 67. 67 here is I mean, his bounty's gone, so he's playing it a little like. Oh, he's got 11. All right, so this guy's he's a rooftopper. I wonder how this guy's close combat is. So popular spot are those buildings with the little triangular roofs like that he was just looking at that have like, there's like the one that's got the little spot on top and then it's got the other two little spots. Those are popular areas for people to snipe from because they've got a little surrounding around them. There's a ladder right next to them, so it gets crazy enough they'll drop down in that hole. See, I loved the HDR at first, and I've slowly gotten away from it, and now I use the LR 7.62. It is awesome. What's your other gun? I would have been mowing that thing down. Like, snipe when they're at a distance. When they're within closer range like that, swap to something full auto or swap to an AR, or SM, I don't know, something just the whole time. Those helicopters can only take so much. And if nothing else, you'll put a big dent in it. But in... What the fuck was that?
Disregard.
So solos are different when you're playing solo like this. Casual, you can do solo quads. You know, you're by yourself, but you're facing against teams. Like I said, it's only 6 teams in the game, so you'd only be facing off against, what, 5 other actual teams, so 20 actual people. With you and then 21, so 20 actual people in that match. If you could manage to split, you know, divide and conquer, you could win. I haven't won casuals playing that way, but I've gotten I think like top 3rd, maybe 6th. I don't know. So, and like right there, see, he knows that guy's in the tower. Did he? I don't know. Did he clean him or did he like knock him or? Was he just like, did he just put him on the back burner? Like, he's not looking at me. We're not worried about each other. No, man. If you know somebody's in a tower and they're not peeking enough for you to pop, they might know you're there and they're playing a little more defensively. If that's the case, either get a better angle on them, or if you're going to start looking elsewhere, try to put something between you two. Keep that person active in your mind. And your list of priorities, things to like be on the lookout for, because that's the only one that you've seen, unless you have seen other sniper glints or other people. That'd be sick if you can get up there. But keep that person like, see that right there, no fucking windshield. That's why I hate those cars. I've been sniped out of them a couple times. I mean, you might as well be driving a motorcycle or a 4-wheeler. Like, no bueno, señor, no bueno. Es muy mal. Please excuse my Spanish. It's probably a little wretched. But yeah, keep that person in your mind. So if something's on the rooftop with you, AC unit, something like that, put that obstacle between you and that person while you start kind of looking elsewhere. Or, if you're going to look elsewhere, quickly snap back and look over. To kind of keep that on your screen somehow, or close enough where you can kind of keep a look. Because that's all it took, is him to look away. He didn't die. But if that person had the HGR and like landed a headshot, dude would be gone. And now he knows somebody's up there. Now his... Why is he still rocking just the HG? What? Is this guy a sniper only? Okay, so he's got a Ladra. I'm like, what are you doing?
Gas is moving in. New safe zone located.
See, I didn't see anybody jump out of that tower, so I don't know what he was...
Changing mags.
I mean... You're not... Okay, see, like, I pop back, that window's there, but, like, that's... You can't do anything with that. Interesting loadout this guy's rocking, though. No camos or anything, just all base skin. This guy has no frills.
Gas is closing in.
Get down, front.
If that guy had been on the bed, he would have been cooked. Woof. Tough breaks. So now we're spectating S18. That's their name, just S18.
Gas is inbound. Marking new safe zone.
And see, like the other guy, the last one we're spectating, is actually, that wasn't too bad. He ran that HDR a lot though, like that. And again, I like the Ladra, but it's, for me, it gets a little unwieldy when you get to like that close to medium range area. Like it's very like it's on par with like a shotgun's range for me. I mean, no, I shouldn't say that, 'cause shotguns are like way worse. Shotguns are like the different game. But I don't hear any footsteps.
Stay sharp.
Fuck you, asshole.
So that's one of the things you can do too, though, is you can call it while you're in a building, bro, and he knocked somebody. Nice. So if somebody's on a roof, on like top of a tall building, and you're underneath, you can still call it, and it's gonna hit the roof. You can call it, look at the ceiling, floor, or whatever, and it's gonna you know, above, but that's useful.
Gas is moving in.
So it's final four. This guy's only got 6 kills. He's also rocking the Ladrid now. I wonder, did he pick it up off that dude, number 67 that we're just watching, or is this his? No. Oh, it'll show that color because it's a loadout weapon. Okay. So he knows 1, 2, 3. I hear 3 gunshots. So I mean, there's one. I'm pointing at the screen again. Smoke cloud, guy behind the sign, and then guy further to the left.
Right.
Having a good headset is useful too, and now that guy behind the wall is going to have to rotate this way.
Don't let up now.
Well, nope. It's actually my bad. It's going to... Oh! That happened so quick. That guy was just not looking.
Reloading.
He only has 2 kills? Scott? I was going to say, he had a decent spot, but like... He tried to chow that, like he just stood there and then that guy was like, well, all right, thanks for the headshots, like.
Taking effective fire.
Wow. So you see how it can fluctuate. You can be spectating like somebody dies like right away. You can be spectating a guy who's got like 15 kills in the bag, like. 15 kills is nothing to shake a stick at. In casual mode, you can rack up 15 kills like almost every match, at least. And depending on how, like, where you land or like how it goes. Like, sometimes you die off rip. But damn, that was gnarly. All right. So that was pretty useful to kind of see, like, not everybody plays in regular mode like pros, and if somebody was cheating in that server or in that match, I didn't see any like craziness. Now I'm not a seasoned player to know exactly what to look for, but I didn't see any cheating either way. All right, so let's go back to loadouts real quick, and I'll show you guys what I was talking about. Let me move my camera back over here. All right. Now, so yeah, like I'm showing, Cypher. So you're just gonna hit R2. It even shows you down at the bottom right, toggle details. Now that, like I said, is overwhelming. That alone is overwhelming. There's a lot of information that's there that I probably don't want. Or, I mean, it's useful. Once you get further into the game and you become more comfortable with seeing this screen, it becomes less like overwhelming and daunting, and it becomes more useful. It becomes more of a reference. That's how I've used. This is what I've used to look at a lot of guns to kind of see what I like. So that being said, like from here, you can see that stuff. So like the AMAX, that's why the AMAX is one of the top guns, because that's 52 to the head. Now, like I said, we're going to look at a couple of these stats that I like to look at that have been super useful, very fruitful information. Like I said, you're going to look at overall damage. 52, that's pretty high. Now, that can't be the only thing that you're looking at. You're also going to, right below that, damage at effective range, damage beyond range, that kind of stuff. 47 meters and 58 meters. For an AR, that's pretty good. So you figure what's like 3 feet per meter. That's about 150, 160 feet. That's a decent range. Now beyond that, the damage does drop, but it's got a that's pretty far. So if you're rocking that with a sniper, you're gonna have some close to medium to long range combat options depending on your play style. So you're gonna look at damage numbers. You're gonna look at the damage range. I like to look at bullet velocity and fire rate. That's helpful too. If the fire rate is really low, the TTK, the time to kill, is going to be harder for you. It doesn't matter if the damage number is really high. Like you may struggle to kill somebody when they're rocking a Ladra or a SOG and they're in your face, just like when their fire rate is like over 1,000 or something crazy. I think the Ladra is like over 1,000. Now you want a good balance. You want fire rate to be a decent number. You want bullet velocity to be a decent number too. Again, it depends on the context of the situation you're in. If you're close quarters, like that bullet velocity, it doesn't really matter then. Your bullet's going to get there almost the same speed as theirs because you guys are right next to each other. There's not enough space to like really like factor that in. So yeah, damage numbers overall, because you're really going to be hitting chest and headshots mostly. You may hit some leg stuff, but like whatever. So damage, the range, fire rate, and bullet velocity, those are probably the best things that I like to look at. And like I said, there's other things to look at too. Now, once you start getting into modifying the weapon, that's going to, wrong button, that's going to change as well. And it's going to show you. So like, let's, custom loadout 5, I haven't even done anything with this one. So let's go, like, AMAX. So as I put an optic on, it's going to change things. It says accuracy is going up, but you're not going to see any increase or decrease to the actual numbers of stuff. So I don't know how that's a little less accurate, because it doesn't. I mean, is there an ADS spread that it affects or something? I don't know. I don't see that stat on there. So at this point, you can just kind of look and see what kind of magnification you're looking for. 1, 1.5. Well, these 1 is nothing. Precision is just going to be, it's just going to give you a, instead of iron sight, it's just going to give you a little reticle to look through. Sometimes it's easier for people that way. A lot of people like the Volsky reflex just because it has a very thin line of metal around it, so it's less obscuring to your vision. It depends what you're trying to run. I like to run something like this, 1.5 times on my ARs, because you get the 1.5 times magnification, but you don't get any cons from it. So it's helpful. Now, if you're playing in 4K or you got really good vision or a big TV or whatever you're playing on, you could play with precision and might be able to see further. It's up to you. And again, it all depends on how you like to play with your AR or your sniper or whatever. If you want your AR to be a little more heavy hitting and a lot less like snappy and quick, of course you may put a bigger scope on it, that kind of stuff. I used to run stuff like this because it helps with recoil, but your ADS speed goes down. So whenever you find yourself in a corner or in a pinch where you need to be like quicker, it's gonna fuck you, and that sucks. Because then you're just gonna get outgunned, and you're gonna be frustrated, and you're gonna think that they're cheating or your gun sucks or whatever. It could be, or it could be you. There's a lot of factors. So like I said, it kind of depends on how you like to play. See, like this one, it's a 2 times, but it's got thermal identification. It helps with recoil, but it's also got a small scope glint, and it affects your ADS speed. So you're gonna have a scope glint on that, which is gonna make you obvious. You're running that in a sniper, like you're making yourself a beacon. Now, I used to run it at first, but it's handy, but not, because if there's anything with heat, it's gonna block your vision. Smoke grenade or whatever, like you're gonna see a bunch of like nonsense, and you're not gonna be able to see them. I don't really see a whole lot of people running thermal. Like I said, it has been nice, but I find myself a couple times when I was using it being unable to even do anything because like I couldn't see the people, so it'd be blind firing, which can work sometimes if you kind of have a general idea of where they are, or if you just get lucky. But luck doesn't usually win this game. You can, but not usually. So again, like I said, it all depends on how you want to play and how you want your scopes to be. You play however you want. If your reaction time or however you do your stuff is quick enough, right on, brother. Do your thing. This is how I like to do it, though. This is how I found to be a little more useful to me. And like I said, it depends. So you really want to kind of take some time and poke around in your loadouts. Make an experimental loadout. Just like fart around with some stuff. Like, don't take it too seriously. Go into casual mode. Try out some stuff. The firing range is okay. It's useful if you really want to just kind of like look at stats of weapons and look at the recoil patterns, that kind of stuff. I just kind of get a feel for the game. The firing range is helpful, though, because then you can really kind of see what the TTK is going to be for your guns, that kind of stuff. You can just kind of test it and get a feel for it. Because there are guns that I didn't think I was going to like, and then once you really kind of like start vibing with that gun, bro, yeah, it's nice. Because I used the AMAX at first for quite a while, and once I'd maxed it out, I started moving on to other guns because I really wanted to start getting camos and stuff for them. Like, it became a goal. They're pointless, but yeah, whatever. So I started moving on to other ARs. At first, it was difficult to get away from the AMAX because it's so nice, and it's got the highest damage. It's got a really good fire rate, good bullet velocity, has fantastic range. 58 meters is awesome, and this is default. I have not put anything on it. If you go in and start like modding stuff on it, like you'll see. So I'll run you through it quick. Usually, what I'll do is I'll put on a like I said, I'll put on one of these OM3 Hollow. I like because it's not as bulky. See that last? That was like a bigger. It's like a little TV on your thing. It's bigger box. I don't know. I don't like it. I like this. Muzzle. You're gonna have the monolithic suppressor, which is super nice. Now it does affect your ADS and your aim walking steadiness. But I mean, the bullet velocity and damage range and no firing ping is awesome. You usually don't get like a buff like that from suppressors in games. If anything, you end up with like just your silence, but then you end up with deficits or like cons, like here. But monolithic is nice. It depends on how you play style, though. If you're trying to be like more silent, trying to be like sneaky, it's helpful. I've been going a little louder with my primary and then silent. I always have a silencer, some kind of suppressor on my sniper. I don't know why. I think you can kind of use it to your advantage too. If you have something that makes noise, you can pop off some rounds. If you know somebody's in a building, pop off some rounds, swap to your sniper, and if you know they're going to be popping out of it or looking through a window or something like that, be centered and be ready. Because, you know, they pop over to look, and there you are. Handy. Again, it all depends on how you like to play. So get in here, tweak around with some stuff, really look at it. Find a gun that you like, really fart around with it. Test out some stuff. Just a basic suppressor. I mean, you can always rock that. You don't get the benefit from the muzzle from the monolithic, but you also don't get any cons like the ADS stuff. So like I said, it depends on how you want to play. The ported compensator is nice. I like the regular compensator because here's why. Now that shows vertical recoil control, recoil stabilization 3 and 2. You know, you still get some of that, but you also get first shot recoil control. I don't care about that as much. Now if I hit R2 and look at the stats, you can see where it does affect a little bit of it. But this affects, well, maybe not on this gun. I digress. So the ported compensator is not bad. The compensator, yeah, that's what I'm looking at. Okay. So the ported compensator is going to lower my vertical recoil control, my recoil gun kick, 25 degrees, 41 degrees. I'm not really looking too specifically at like how many degrees, but if you look at the difference, that's 25 and 41. That's 21 and 33. So that makes your recoil like much not as strong. It's gonna be easier for you to keep on target with your target. Barrel, like I said, it depends. If you're trying to play medium range, long range, that kind of stuff. If you're playing short range, like, I don't know, I've never messed with a short barrel. It looks weird. Normally, I'll rock gain twist barrel. Long barrel is okay, but I like the gain twist because look at that bullet velocity. It goes from 820, and that's meters a second. From 820 meters a second to 1189 meters a second. A 45% increase. Oh, that's amazing. That means that bullet's going to get there faster. That much faster. Like, wow. 369 meters faster. 900 over 1,000 feet per second faster. Like, that's a lot. That's a good healthy chunk. That's what you want. So gain twist, that kind of stuff. A lot of people don't rock optics. It depends on your play style, how you want to do it. Under barrel, if I do rock anything, it's like a vertical foregrip. I don't get too fancy with the under barrel. Like the smoke launchers, all that stuff, I have not had a whole lot of use for them. It's a little clunky because you have to change the firing mode on it, do your thing, and then swap back. It takes too long for me. It takes too long already when I can just throw something and have my gun popped back out. In fact, you can throw something and have your gun aimed almost before whatever you threw has hit or activated or something a lot of times. So I don't rock any like launchers for the underbarrel. They're fun, they can be useful, but there's such almost like a niche necessity for them. Like, you don't find yourself in a position often where like that high explosive launcher is gonna, I don't know. Again, like I said, you may pop that drill charge launcher on there and like have found your love. Not for me. Vertical foregrip though, like I said, helps a lot. It really helps with recoil. Horizontal recoil control too. Vertical recoil control is nice. It's helpful, but like you don't have to fight that as much. The horizontal of it, like going left and right, is worse. People's bodies are long, so if you start shooting about stomach to chest and you let it recoil a little bit, it's going to creep up to neck and head. Now, if you're able to like go straight to headshots, that's beautiful. That's what you want. but that's not the most realistic. It's what you want. It's what you want to try for, but a lot of times we just kind of like, kind of panic during a gunfight. So like I said, vertical foregrip, helpful stuff. Magazine, it depends on the gun. A 30-round mag, I find a lot of times can be enough to knock an opponent. And then you've got time to swap guns and finish them, reload and finish them, whatever else. But there's been so many opportunities, so many times where like they were so close, and then I have to reload, and it's like, God damn it. By that point, they haven't been knocked, and they run behind a building or something and reposition, and it's like, oh, now it's a whole other gunfight. They know where I'm at. They can try to figure out what I'm doing. So I'll take into account the cons as well. Flip mag is useful. It just helps with reload quickness, but again, you're not going to have those couple extra bullets, which can be super handy. Extended mag is cool, but it affects your ADS, and if you get too bogged down in having tons of ammo and like a big scope and all this stuff, your ADS is going to be garbage, and you're going to get outgunned a lot. Especially when it comes to close range, you're just going to get mowed, and you're going to be pissed. I personally will just run an extended mag 1. It gives you 45 rounds. It gives you a good chunk more, and that's plenty. And I've already got 5 out of 5, so it kind of, like I said, it kind of depends on how you're trying to build your gun that you want to play with. I've been taking off the vertical foregrip, and I'll just put on like a fire mod. Rear grip is okay. I mean, you can look at the stats and see where it does affect it. I don't see a huge impact. So I run the AMAX a couple different ways too. It's like I said, it kind of depends. I've been evolving and just kind of testing out new things, as you should. Just test out, poke around. Don't be discouraged. To really, like I said, R2, fucking huge. Because let's see. Yeah, if you go down, like you can just go down the list of guns then and see, like the Goblin Mark II stands out because it's like, whoa, 60. That's higher than any other AR. It is. But it sucks. It is a semi-auto fire only. I think there's a full auto mod you can get for it, but I just haven't given it the time of day because it's a semi-auto. You gotta pop, you gotta hit the trigger every time you want to fire. For an AR, like, I don't want that. I want semi-auto that I can flutter the trigger. You burst fire. You have control over that stuff. But again, it all depends on how you play. You may pick up that Goblin Mark II and have found your gun for life. For me, like though, I found about 7 different ARs on BO6 here that have been useful. For me, it has been the AMAX, the Kilo, the Cypher, the Krig, the GPR, the Ames, and the AK-74. Now, I started messing with the Model L because once I noticed the stats on it, the Model L is kind of slept on. 50, that's pretty good. It's actually got pretty damn decent range. The fire rate's nice. The range on it is only about 43 meters, but like I said, it kind of depends on how you want to mod it. See, like that one, I've modded, it goes 61 meters, but it's got 8 attaches on it. So, like I said, it depends on what you want to do with your guns, how you want to mod them. Now, there are a few like metas that people have been rocking. AMAX is still one of them. Kilo, you see, I hate the word meta because, like I said, it changes from person to person. You may pick up the Kilo and be like, this is it. What I found though is as I use the AMAX, I started kind of getting used to the way it handles. It's very easy to pick up, very easy to use once you mod it correctly or how you like. It's a good weapon. Once I started messing with the Kilo, I realized like, oh wow, this Kilo is actually not bad either. I modded that. Kilo slaps. I like it. The Cypher, I'm rocking right now because I'm trying to get. I'm going for camo. So I got Gold Tiger on it. I'm trying to go for the next one, King's Ransom. I think I got to kill like 6. I don't know, 6 more people with it, something like that. The Krig, oh man, the Krig was nice too. Super nice, super nice. The AK-74 is one I was rocking at first, But once I got a hold of the AMAX, it just went. I turned away from it. Now I have gone back and I have gotten the gold gold tiger camo on it, and I've used it. The AK-74 is very viable. It does a fair amount of damage, good fire rate, good range, pretty good handling, good bullet velocity, that kind of stuff. But once you get into like the modded ones, like see the bullet velocity, 1008. That's good. There are some snipers that like start less than that. So you're gonna have some bullets, like you're gonna have some fast bullets. Of course you're gonna have some fucking fast bullets. But you'll see what I'm talking about if you really kind of dig into this stuff. Like I said, the firing range is nice. It's useful, but I found the most use out of actually going into casuals. You're gonna fight bots and you're gonna fight real players. You're not going to get the most exposure to the real players, so that's probably the only detriment that I see to casual. You're learning from a very closed ecosystem that doesn't really pertain to like the main battle royale. Like you're almost within like battle royale, but like you're kind of closed off in this little like simulated like structured area where you're not fighting more real players. Bots don't camp. From what I've seen, they don't camp. They literally just kind of roam around. Now, I've come across bots before that have been in groups. Like, I've actually come across a team of bots, and all three of them were coming right at me, and they were coming at me in the dumbest way. They were all three walking down the street just firing at me, and I'm like, take cover, snipe, take cover, snipe. Not very hard to deal with, because they're insanely predictable, and they had no tactical sense. So snipers, bots, they will snipe, but they don't camp. They don't get on a rooftop and watch and wait. So I'm not sure why I brought that up. Either way, dig into it, play casual mode, kind of get a good feel for it. Bots are easy targets. They offer you more of a challenge at firing range, but less of a challenge than regular battle royale because they're not as smart. They're very autonomous and just go kill, go yeah. But don't buy into casual so much that you start playing like just to win casual, because when you get into regular, if you decide to go into regular battle royale, like you will get mopped. You will get cleaned left and right. Because if you start gunfighting with bots the way bots gunfight, it's not helpful, and it's easy to do because you're going to win that gunfight. Like if it's a one-on-one, it's easy to do. It's easy to get out from behind cover and just kind of like start like leaning into it, like die. But then you open yourself up to third parties, to snipers, whatever else. If you're not silenced, you're not off the map, if you don't have anything, if you're not in an obscure location or something, like there's a good chance somebody's going to see you and pop you in regular mode. Even in casuals though, bots will, like I said, they'll just come out of the woodworks, come out of nowhere. It's freaky. It's so weird. Yeah. So yeah, this super useful tool. Get into it. Really kind of dig into it. Like I said, you don't memorize this shit. Nobody's gonna memorize it. No one, as far as I've met, has really dug into all these fine numbers and really found like some good builds. You're gonna tweak some stuff, but don't be afraid to look stuff up. Kind of like just Google, YouTube. I've been watching a YouTuber named Expel. Guy's super useful. He's pretty good at the game. I have to say he's got really good reaction time, really good centering. He's been playing the game a lot, so he's very familiar, very comfortable, and he offers tips, that kind of stuff. I like the way he offers his tips and the way he explains stuff. You may not like it, but go just YouTube some meta stuff. Like I said, it's going to change from loadout to loadout. I can give you my personal preferences all day, but they're my preferences, so like you can't have them. So, no, but like you may hate what I use or the way I use it, but it works for me and it's been effective for me so far. Like I said, I'm trying to get more into a battle royale and further out of casuals. Casuals is still fun. I'll never stop playing it. It's super useful. It's casual, but I definitely want to step my game up, and I definitely want to improve, and I want to run with some of the bigger dogs. I think I've got what it takes. But it's practice. You're gonna need to like I said, just play around, figure stuff out. This is the super useful tool though. R2 details. Look at that shit. And again, like I said, don't get bogged down in just damage distribution. Just those numbers, like those are helpful. But with the Goblin Mark II, in fact, here let's just show you what the Goblin Mark II like looks like. I've got it to like level, yeah, not even beyond level 1. It's wretched. Here, let me show you real quick. So low down. What was it? That one? Yeah. So now, it depends. Like if you like playing like that, dude, this could be the gun for you. You could pick this gun up, like I said, and just like be a freaking god with it. Now the TTK is not too shabby because it does 60 damage, but like, there's no, you can't do anything. It's difficult. There is a firing mod that you can put on it though, that changes it to mini rockets, mini explosives. But the bullet velocity plummets like crazy. So, like I said, you may pick it up, put that on there, and this is the gun for life for you. But you know, whatever. It's going to change from person to person. You may hate ARs. You may rock like that last guy we were spectating. You may rock a Ladra and an HGR the whole game. Who knows? You may rock an SMG and an AR. You may not. You may hate snipers. You may rock whatever the fuck you want. Make multiple loadouts. Really, kind of like I said, get in there, tool around, figure shit out. That R2 is a huge tool that you're really going to appreciate once you fuck around with it. There are people that didn't even know that was a thing. I just recently figured that out. It's super useful though. Dig into it. Really see what you guys like. If you like more content like this, subscribe. All right, later, guys.